Welcome to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with intuitive lightworker, national speaker, metaphysical teacher, and best-selling author Lisa Kessler. What is it you want to manifest? Are you looking to increase your income, change careers? Maybe you want to manifest a new home or a new car. Are you ready to bring love into your life? You have come to the right place.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm glad you're here. This week's tarot reading, which I post them on YouTube, so if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can find the link in the show notes to get connected, because I do a free tarot reading every week and get it posted usually Sunday nights or Monday morning. And this week we had the Devil card come up, which no worries, tarot doesn't have a dogma, so this isn't about anybody being bad or you having to go to some hot place. The Devil refers to like the devil on your shoulder, when something is no longer serving you, but you keep doing it anyway. And then couple that with, from the oracle cards, we got surrender. And it kind of came to me how these things go together. So when we surrender, which is very difficult, not going to lie, I struggle with that too. But when we release control, we make room for miracles to walk in the door. And you also need to make energetic room by giving up what no longer serves you, right? We talk a lot here on the podcast about making room for miracles and clearing space, releasing old stories, letting go of clutter in your life. But the other way that we block miracles, it's not quite as obvious. It's micromanaging the outcome. We say that we trust the universe, but we also want to approve every single step along the way. Sound familiar? Right? Take a breath with me. And when you exhale, remember that you are surrendering. Every time we exhale is a surrender. We're releasing all of that pent-up breath. And sometimes we really aren't blocked when we're manifesting. It's that we are gripping so tightly to that outcome. We want to buy only this house. We want a raise at this job. We don't want to find a new job that pays us twice as much. We want the raise to come from this job. Right? I've been there. I do that too sometimes, but I'm trying to be more conscious of places where I can make room for a miracle that I didn't even ask for, that I didn't even know was possible. And the only way to do that is to drop the micromanaging of the outcome. Oftentimes, it feels like you're being responsible. It feels sort of proactive, like we're doing our part. But most of the time, when we are, dictating how the outcome needs to look, it ends up being fear. It's dressed up in productivity, but we're afraid of something else happening. We think if it can be exactly what we're expecting, everything will go right. That, my friends, is fear. It's fear of being open, of allowing the universe to bring something miraculous for your highest good. It sounds a lot like when you hear yourself saying, it has to happen this way. Or if they don't respond by Friday, I will. Or if I don't stay on top of this, it won't work. Or I can see how this is going to unfold. When you do that, miracles just don't thrive that way. Miracles thrive in open hearts, open minds. Control is like contraction. Think of when you're trying to control an outcome, you're gripping it in tight hands. But trusting the universe is actually expansion. It's walking into a situation with your arms wide open, open to all options that are brought to you. Everything that crosses your path. Because when we are micromanaging, we end up making short timelines for the universe. It has to deliver this job by this day, or I give up and I'm staying where I am. Right? We also sometimes dictate the methods that it will come to me, like that job example I used earlier. A lot of times people want to manifest more money, but they don't want to have to go to a new job to do it. They want to manifest that money, and it has to come from this job I'm already doing. Sometimes we block alternate routes where opportunities come to us that look a little different than what we were expecting. And we're like, no, that won't work for me. Instead of just testing the water, try it out. We end up exhausting our nervous system when we do that. It leads to anxiety, fear, and a contraction of the amazing energy that you should be sending out to the universe. So when we are brave, because it does take being brave, there are days I'm not that brave, but most of the time I try to remember that I am going to keep an open mind. I am going to say yes to things that scare me, because what happens when we allow the universe to bring us a miracle, the universe can surprise us, or people show up in ways that we hadn't planned or we didn't think of. Sometimes outcomes exceed what we imagined. Back to that job example, if you are open, maybe what happens is you go to some kind of networking event and you meet someone there who has a job opening that they think you would be perfect for, and it pays twice as much as your job. What? All you wanted was a $10,000 a year raise. Now you're looking at doubling your income. What? And those kind of things happen when we allow, when we surrender. So just keep in mind that if you're demanding how the outcome is going to look, you end up limiting the miracle. How can the universe bring you something even better if you refuse to even look at it because it has to look like what you had planned? Then how can we grow, right? We all want a miracle, but we have to be willing to surrender the outcome to the universe in order for that miracle to materialize. So if you catch yourself, you've been hearing me talk about all the different ways we try to control that outcome. But if you are out there feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm a micromanager, that doesn't make you a bad manifester. We micromanage for a lot of reasons. Being human is hard. A lot of times we do it because we've been disappointed before, right? So we tell ourselves, well, I know this won't work out, but right? We've all been there. We've been betrayed, brokenhearted. And then the universe brings you this amazing person that you didn't expect, and you're afraid to surrender because you've been betrayed before. Sometimes we don't trust the timing. Remember when we said, if it doesn't happen by Friday, I'm not doing it. Well, what if on Monday it happens? Are you still going to cling to your planned outcome, or are you going to surrender that the timing was just a little off? Sometimes we believe if we don't push, nothing will happen. I fall in this category a lot. I think it's because I'm a Leo and we are bossy and stubborn sometimes, and we just push and push and push. But the reality is, when I catch myself doing that, I will usually get up and walk away and do something else. And when I come back, amazing things have happened. I'll share this about the retreat in Savannah. So we have a manifesting retreat coming up in Savannah in November. We only have 3 spots left now, guys. It's almost full. But in the last week before the early bird pricing ended, I sent out an email. I was posting on social media. I was talking to my clients, and I felt like I was doing a lot of pushing and not enough allowing. And so finally, I walked away from the computer and just trusted it's all going to work out the way it's supposed to. And you guys, oh my gosh, on the last day, we got 4 more registrations, and 2 of them were ones that were not even in the realm of expectation. The universe was taking care of it. It just wanted me to get out of the way. I had to surrender that outcome. The right people will be there, and it will all work out. And that's scary because I know I have to finish paying for the venue. There has to be this number of people. Well, oh my gosh, it is all worked out. I'm so thrilled. But we do have 3 spots left. So if you want to come, the link is in the show notes. And we would love to see you there. But back to pushing, that comes from a place of fear. I was afraid, oh my gosh, we've got to pay off this venue. Our Airbnb is a gorgeous historic home in Savannah, and it's not cheap. And so I was pushing. But the difference is I was pushing for 2. When I surrendered, got up and walked away, 4. What? It was like the universe was trying to show me I can do better if you allow it. Heard. So remember that inspired action will feel grounded. Pushing always comes from fear. You're afraid of something. I was afraid we wouldn't be able to finish paying for the venue. So when you take inspired action, it feels grounded because you're trusting, you're aligned, your energy is aligned with the outcome that you're looking for. Micromanaging always feels anxious and urgent. And, it has to happen by now, which was how I felt that week, right? So I just want you to ask yourself, when you are feeling that uncertainty, does this feel aligned? Because if the action you're taking doesn't feel aligned with trusting that everything is going to work out for my highest good, it's time to look within and go, hey, maybe I am micromanaging and a miracle is trying to walk through my door. Maybe I need to get out of the way. So it is a balancing act between participation and control. It absolutely is, because you do have a role in your manifestation. You cannot be passive. If you just write down your wish list and walk away, I can tell you from experience that 90% of the time that won't work. It's not enough. You tell the universe what you want, but the law of attraction is like attracts like. So if you aren't doing things, if you're not taking action in alignment with that goal, it's never going to match up with you, right? So you aren't passive. You set the intention, but then you start taking aligned action. You show up, you do one tiny thing toward that goal every day, but you draw the line at trying to choreograph the entire thing for the universe. That part is not your job. We decide what we want and why we want it, and then we take steps that feel with that emotion, because the universe will decide how it shows up and when. That's the universe's job, not ours. So when we are making room for miracles, it isn't just about making room in your house for this great new miracle that's going to go sit in the corner. It's about clearing out the need to dictate how. It's staying devoted to the why you want it, because inside of the why you want it is the emotion, and that's the fuel. The emotion is what the universe is matching. It's such a high vibration, right? It is not ego driven. How is always ego driven, how we think it should be. So take some time, and I really want you to try and notice this week when you're trying to force something that you keep checking, refresh on your email. I've been there, I know. Or maybe something that you're texting too much about this one situation, or you're over planning for a vacation or a move. Or maybe you're over explaining something, trying to sell something, maybe for your work. But think about how it would feel to loosen your grip just a little, not completely, just a little, by not giving up, by just allowing, because the secret is that the universe is wildly creative. It thinks so much bigger than we do, and too often we are thinking too small. The universe has a giant miracle that you couldn't have even imagined about to walk into your life. So open the door, get out of the way. Making room for miracles, it isn't about being passive. It's very powerful. You're still going to take aligned action steps, but it's choosing trust over tension. No more pushing. It's choosing expansion over contraction because we are getting bigger, not smaller, right? Open hands, no tight fists. and definitely give yourself time to think about, what can I release energetically? What are you doing? Where are you spending your energy that is not telling the universe, this is what I want? Because it's not serving you. It's spreading you too thin. So think about that. Miracles need to breathe. You need to breathe. So just remember, you don't have to plot out the entire outcome. You can surrender, just stay open and watch the miracles walk through the door. Just be there to open it and say, yes, please come in. All right? You can manifest anything. You deserve it. You don't have to control it.
Thanks for listening to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with Lisa Kessler. If you have questions or comments, or if you'd like to work with Lisa to manifest your dreams, you can connect with her through her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net. That's also where you can claim your free weekly tarot reading and manifesting tips. Make sure you subscribe or follow the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast on your favorite podcasting site so you never miss another episode. As Lisa likes to say, we can make magic when we bring the universe into the equation. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you'd like more information about Lisa, Metaphysical Manifestation Mentorship, or the Manifesting Magic Mastermind, visit her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net.